Welcome. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. So, this is day number 3 of week 13 for the Spell of the Day challenge. So, we are going to get into some witchcraft and some magic today. Now, here's the thing when buying commercial ingredients, right? You have to understand that the ingredients that you get aren't ritually cultivated. They are, in fact, magically dead. So, what does this mean for us? That means that the ingredients that we use have to be re-sold in some capacity. Now, for those of you that have a green thumb or green machines or whatever it is that allows you to grow whatever it is you need to in your space, right? Like one of the things that I'm going to be getting in the next couple of weeks is a full-on indoor garden that can grow about 100 plants. So that way I can start cultivating different magical herbs to be able to do this sort of ritual. Now, there is a secret technique for harvesting magical essences and plant spirits, according to Dr. Jerry Allen Johnson in his Taoist Mineral, Plant, and Animal Magic book. Now, this is Taoist magic. This is Eastern witchcraft. Good morning, Mike. How are you doing, buddy? So, when working with other cultures and their practices, there are certain things that you have to understand is that you have to respect and engage with those practices in a reverential manner. So it's not about mixing and matching these traditions. It's about using these traditions to elicit the results that they're looking for within that tradition. So when we go outside of those traditions, so say, for example, I'm going to be blending up a few ingredients today using methodologies of witchcraft. But for those of you that need a little historical application, this is what the Eastern magics are using. So one important plant magic secret that I have been taught and experienced to be true is that sometimes you don't actually have to cut and grind the plant's flesh and blood in order to gather its magical essence. In this type of magical cultivation, all you need is the full cooperation of the plant's guardian spirit. Several of my senior students sell herbal medicines and magical potions collected in this ancient shamanic manner. The healing powers of these special herbal elixirs and potions are truly astonishing. In order to truly perform this specialized magical technique, the Taoist priest must first understand that each plant has a ruling planet and plant spirit. Certain plant spirits can be energetically contacted and employed as helpers or assistants in order to create powerful magical elixirs and potions. It is most important to note, however, that there is a rare case as a guardian plant spirit that will sometimes need to be bound and restrained before the priest can use the hidden magical powers. Right? So you have the nature of the plant. This is why I go on and on and on and on and on about the ruling planet of everything, is because it rules the spirit of the thing inside the body. So we are using the fleshy body and we have to re-ensoul those energies within our work. Okay? This is why I've been going on about it for 13 weeks. Now, it is important to note that there is that when harvesting the magical essence of a plant through the assistance of a plant spirit, the priest will proceed as follows. First, the priest will determine what specific plant, its ruling planet, and what type of guardian spirit is overseeing it. Next, the priest will perform a purification, introduction, and announcing of intention ritual. Next, the priest will contact the spirit guardian of the plant, present offerings, and then ask it to assist him or her in the desire to create a specific type of magical elixir by placing the plant's magical healing powers into a present glass vial containing a full quartz-enhanced water. The priest will then perform a sealing and a containing ritual, followed by thanking and releasing ritual. Upon completion of the ritual, the priest will respectfully leave the wooded area. Okay? So on the first day, the priest would begin by visiting the plant, introducing himself. At this time, the ancient priest would bring specific offerings, specific type of gift that he believed the plant spirit would appreciate. This act of respect was performed to honor the guardian spirit responsible for the health and the magical properties of the plant. Some Taoist magical sects taught that this was an act of worshiping the divine spiritual essence, the core aspect of the god contained within the Ling Shen of the plant, or the spirit god of the plant. On the second day, the priest would return after again presenting a special offering. Request the plant spirit place its magical essence into the glass vial that contains the purified quartz crystal water or spring water that you have brought, and explain why you want it and how it will be used, and ask its permission. It is important that your intention is sincere and not groveling. Imagine talking to another priest and asking him for a favor. In certain Taoist traditions, if the plant refuses to assist you, you cannot harvest it in this benign manner. In other Taoist traditions, magical talismans are used to eliminate any and all obstacles, i.e., paralyze the plant spirit in harvesting the magical qualities of the plant. The true harvesting must be done in a ritual manner with the use of mantras and prayers. I generally teach my disciples to perform the 1 through 10 meditation and the 3 invocations. Next, after getting permission of the plant spirit, hold up the glass vial that contains the purified crystal quartz water and begin the energetic fusion ritual, connecting the energetic contents of the water to the spiritual and magical healing components of the plant's essence. After several minutes have passed and the appropriate mantras and prayers have been spoken, the transformation is completed. You will know and feel that it is done, and it is that point you thank the plant spirit, command it, and honor it for its assistance in benefiting humanity and in alleviating suffering by providing physical energetic healing or enlightenment by providing spiritual awakening. So these are the techniques of cultivating the energy outside of plant spirits, right? And so when I talk about bridging the spirit gap, right, of other things, it's based on this principle where the plant spirit and the physical body of the plant are separate in the same way that the human body is separate from its spirit, and only through specific rituals are we re-entwining those specific forces, such, for example, like the rite of transformation, which bonds the 7 fluids of the celestial forces, right? If you're going to be using the 18th century, 17th century concepts where it is the energies are external to the body, right? If you study things like the Picatrix, where you are bound by specific limitations of which zodiac is in what planet, under which star, etc., to get those energies inside of your work, this is a means by which you can cultivate those forces that are governing those spirits of the plants outside of themselves. And so when we do things like the spell of animation from the Grimoire of Arts, what we're able to do is we are basically threading apart the spirits of the separate energies and bonding them together as one, so we have a whole and complete spell. Okay? So, with that little bit of witchery working on our life, holy shit, like that's a lot, right? No, let's get into some witchcraft today. Like, let's get into our spell of the day, right? So, we're going to start with rose, right? These help you form higher attachments, right? Working towards higher ideals. Okay, so this is going to be the base. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Mike. Like, you have no idea how happy that makes me that you like that book so much. Like, I really appreciate it. Like, it's a lot of fun to work with people that are like, don't think I'm nuts. It really is. And then we're going to be using periwinkle. Sorry, no, not periwinkle. Pennyroyal. Big change. This helps heal the damage to the auric field. So when we are doing work of connecting to a higher ideal, there are some times that we have to heal the damage within ourselves, right? And so this is the Sorcerer's Violet. Like, we used this the other day. Be careful with it because it is toxic to certain things. Be careful when you burn it. Be careful with your allergies if you're pregnant, nursing, things like that. Stay away from these ingredients. In fact, while you're pregnant, treat all herbs as if you would alcohol or tobacco. You don't want to fuck around with that stuff because you don't want to inadvertently poison yourself. Oh, dude. Yes, you are. Yeah. All right, so with this one, I'm going to actually measure it out about a teaspoon of this. So we've got roughly a tablespoon of the rose petals and a teaspoon of the pennyroyal. Now, we're next going to add in the yarrow powder. Okay, now this stuff is a little bit funny in that, one, it'll make you sneeze like high heaven. This stuff is great if you're doing anything psychic. So we're connecting to the higher ideal, and we are alleviating the damage that comes from life, right? And so this helps to reconnect our psychic attributes to those ideals that we're doing. Straight up. Like, this is about healing your higher self, or healing the bond between your higher self. And in order to facilitate that fully, we're just going to throw in a little bit of frankincense as an added assist to this. But this spell is specifically designed, like I said, it's the restoration of the spirit. And so in the Grimoire of Arts, there's a spell that I use. I call forth Erlang from the mountains of the east. I call forth the cleansing waters. to please cleanse this body before me. I call forth a sar that raised a set to, or sorry, I set that raised a sar to restore the power of the spirit before me, right? And so that conjuration, right? I mean, it's in the grimoire. I didn't say it because I'm not about to cast it right now, but you go find that one, right? It's technically the full spell is I call forth Owl from the mountains of the east, the cleansing waters to cleanse this body before me. And I call forth Erlang, dragon of restoration, to restore the body before me. I call forth a set that raised a sar to restore the power of the spirit before me, that come through this medium, that by these things are be restored, right? So that would be the full union. God, this smells so amazing. Like, that's going on the coals like now. So I'm going to go set up the coals. I hope you have fun with this spell. This would be a thing that you do for meditation. This would be the thing, again, minding your allergies and making sure you don't poison yourself with the pennyroyal is a big deal. But this is a psychic inducing blend. This is you need to sit in meditation with this sort of thing. Like, this is a really good one if you're just going to throw it on the coals and have it burning while you do other kinds of work. And so with that, my friends, I'm going to say mind your allergies as always. Don't be evil. And I hope this helps you reconcile aspects of yourself between your physical body and your higher self, right? Or the physical body and your spirit. Because as you unify the two of those things, you connect to the divine spirit within all things. And so you can impart spirit and impart the power of spirit into your objects without having to use the herbal ingredients, right? If you have the live plant that you could work with and bond its essence into an object. But in lieu of that, you can use the physical objects and rebond the spirits to them, right? I call forth from nature the spirits of the rose. I call forth the spirits of the pennyroyal, that which is frankincense and flows through the blood of trees, right? Something along that nature, right? And then you call out the specific aspects. There's a great book that I bought from Field's bookstore back when I was younger. It was the Viridarium Umbris, The Pleasure Garden of Shadows. And that was the first book that I ever saw that dealt with specifically a westernized approach to calling out the plant spirits using sigils and conjurations. And it would name the Latin name and it would talk about a description in the same way that it recalls a memory or a sacred occurrence to what that plant was used for. So this is why studying the lore of plants is just as important as studying the chemistry of plants, because the lore of the plants, like a god, can be recalled so that, like it did with this person, may it do this again. Recall the spirit through that thing and make it a sacred object. So this is where ethnobotany becomes a really important separation between regular herbalism and the inclusion of spirit work, right? The sacred alchemy of it is to re-infuse God back into the sacred matter, so that way it can do its thing in accordance with the divine principles. So I hope today helped. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I will see you for the class at noon. I will see you for the rite in the afternoon at 2, and for the class at 6 p.m. Today is a busy, busy day. This week we are actually in full swing as an academy. So lots going on throughout the day, lots of preparations to make. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you soon.